Let's see. Open it up.
Smash.
Oh, it's the American
These don't
edition
look
of
like my
Thinking
Dong Man
Sideways. Oh, it's the American edition
Let
of
me
Thinking
read this book.
Sideways.
Oh, that's kind of cool. My favorite page is the 260 page.
Because that means you're done. So if you're a fan of the channel, you should definitely get a copy of this book. It's not really a chess book. It's more about how to use chess strategies like in your life. So you could give it to a friend who doesn't even play chess, right, Fabi? And if you do get the book and you like it, don't forget to give it a rating on Goodreads and Amazon. Fabian, how many stars would you give my book? So even though Thinking Sideways isn't a chess book, it is a chess term. And the idea of thinking sideways is that when you make a decision in chess, when you make a move, your decision's actually split up into multiple parts. The first part is selecting your candidate moves. So what moves are you deciding between? And this is what I call thinking sideways, because some people don't do that. They just look at the board and they play the first move they see. Now, if you're a really great player, like a Magnus Carlsen or a Capablanca or a chess master of any kind, a lot of times that first instinct is going to be pretty good. But the less experience you have, the more you really need to make sure you're looking at your options, as your intuition is not as well honed. So that's what I like to call thinking sideways. Let's look at a few chessy examples of this, Fabian. So in our very first thinking sideways moment, we are going to have white to move, or shall I say orange to move, matching with the Thinking Sideways book cover. And the idea here is not just to tell me what moves you want to play, but tell me what your candidates are. And my role in life and in chess is to have at least 3. All right, so I want you to give me 3 candidate moves here, Fabs.
This is orange and this is black.
Yes, orange versus black. Very Halloween themed, even though it's the middle of March.
Halloween is a fun holiday any day of the year.
I love Halloween too. You might ask, what are some good ways to identify my
I
candidate
have one
moves?
candidate move. Bishop takes
C6.
C6.
Bishop takes C6, check. Love it, because when you're looking at your candidates, you always want to look for forcing moves. So checks, captures, attacking moves, zaps, which are checkmate threats, are all up there. Now, what other forcing moves might you see here? Okay, Rook C5 is an interesting move to look at, although it's not that simple. Bishop C3, love that as a candidate. It's a forcing move. You're attacking this knight that is loose in the position, which is also defending this bishop. So you're actually trying to remove the defender as well. Very nice. Now let's take a look at each one. If we play bishop takes C6, check, knight takes C6, and there's no obvious follow-up. You just have a bishop versus a knight, and not only that, when the rook moves, I'll be able to take the bishop. So that one doesn't look that exciting, right? Okay, second move, Rook C5. Well, at this point, I better take on D5 because your bishop looks really menacing. And then after Rook takes, I can defend this knight with something like F6 perhaps, and maybe you have a better piece than me, but it's very far from being a winning position. Neither of those moves seem particularly convincing. And then Bishop C3, which is actually the most appealing in a lot of ways, because now I actually have some issues. Because if I move the knight, you take this and win the house. Another option for you is to play bishop takes E5. The question is there something much better? Spoiler alert, the answer is yes. And the way to do that is to expand your idea of what's possible. Is there a 4th candidate move, a 5th candidate move that we didn't even look at? The idea of attacking a stronger piece with a weaker piece. This is a really important chess principle. So that's why when you have a queen on the board, I'm always looking at how to attack your queen. Now in this position, how do I attack this knight with a smaller piece?
This is so...
How do I attack this knight with a smaller piece?
So yummy!
Yes, F4 is always a move that you should look at, because now if the knight moves, you take this, and again, you win the house, right? But the problem is that now, instead of complying with your evil plan, I will simply take this, the problem piece, and then things won't be that good for you. Again, you might have a slight edge because you have a better bishop, but nothing to write home about. So, the hidden move, the 5th move, if you will, is one that actually it's almost impossible to see until you go through that process of looking at all of your candidates, thinking sideways. Ooh.
Maybe it's here?
Oh my gosh. Now that is a chess move. That is thinking sideways. Now here's the idea. If you play this, now the rook is attacking this knight, right? And so if I play bishop takes bishop, what happens now, Fobs?
Duh.
Right? And then
4.
after this, you end up winning 2 for the price of 1. Now that is a delicious outcome. If this bishop e4 move, double X clam, triple X clam, I should say quintuple X clam because it took us 5 moves to find this move. If bishop e4, what if I just defend the knight? Doesn't everything hold on now? Because if bishop takes bishop, knight takes, and it seems like A-okay. But what does white have now? How can you remove the defender?
Maybe it's here?
Ah, yes it is. Because now after rook takes e5, check, I don't have time to play bishop takes e4. And after pawn takes e5, what happens? Bingo, baby. Bishop takes c6 and the entire castle collapses. 2 bishops for the win. What a lovely move, bishop e4. Very difficult to find unless you are
Think forward.
thinking sideways, baby.
No, forward.
Okay, how about high 5 sideways? There we go. So black to move. Let's do the process again of looking at all our candidate moves because that'll really help with this one. Now, before you start, I want to give you a quick rundown. Black's actually down 2 pieces. So you can't just play something that looks kind of cool and expect to win. You really got to bring it home. So let's start by coming up with the 3 candidate moves. Magic number 3. What are your 3 candidate moves in this position? Just think about captures and checks. Oh, I love that that's one of your candidate moves. Okay, excellent. That's a zap, which is a term I made up to refer to checkmate threats. Really important concept. Excellent. What else would you look at? Candidate number 2 and candidate number 3. Okay, that's a really interesting candidate because it opens everything up on the king. I would love that. I would also choose as candidates obvious moves like captures, right? Like knight takes pawn and bishop takes pawn, right? Those are very clear candidates. But the problem here is that you're actually down 2 pieces. So a move like bishop takes g2, while it looks compelling, it might not be able to get the job done because we can sacrifice back. We can always also make room for our king with f3. And this might end up being okay for white after all. Similarly, this move looks really, really enticing because not only are you turning mate, but if I like stop the mate with something like g3, this is mate anyway. And if I somehow play something like f3, it's also checkmate anyway. And even if I could stop it, you're also turning knight h3, winning the queen, which is just kind of funny as well. But there is this kind of magical move here for white. You could play here, which looks ridiculous, but after queen takes, now f3, and somehow white magically wiggle out of the worst. So that is why queen g5 is not the best move. There's actually a better move. Again, it's not the magic 3 in this time. Usually 3 is a good place to start. In this case, it's lucky move number 4, Fabian. We looked at queen g5, knight g2, bishop g2. Yeah, knight g2, I guess the problem is there's no threat and you're down 2 pieces. I could probably like play f3 or something. Oh, and you also came up with knight h3, which is a great idea, but I mean, there's a couple things. If I take, you don't actually have a way to checkmate me. And if you play queen h3, I could play f3.
I found it.
Okay, let's see what you got. What do you think it is? What's that cuckoo looking candidate move that we can find if we think sideways? Oh, what a move! Oh my gosh. So if I play queen takes knight, what do you do? What do you do now? Checkmate. Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. But it doesn't end there. What if I play, well, if I play f3, you checkmate me here. And what happens if I just take your queen? La-di-da-di-da. I want a queen. Na-na-na.
Oh no! I'm down a queen! What do I do? Checkmate!
Oh, no. Oh, but I have an extra queen at least. I get to die with a full tummy, as they say. Oh, what a beautiful checkmate. So, To find the move Queen Ace 3, you have to think sideways because these other moves might come up to your mind more easily because they're a little bit more normal. But then when you see that all of them are so close but don't quite win the game, that's where the light in your head can turn on and you can find the option that most people overlook. That is the heart of thinking sideways. Checkmate, baby.
Mommy, high 3.
High 3.
High 4.
This position is by a Grandmaster Tatiana Kosintseva playing the white or orange pieces. And this one actually, I'm showing you because it's actually a stretch to think sideways in this position because it doesn't really seem like there are that many aggressive or attacking moves. Everything's very well defended for black. All the pieces are defending each other. The pawn is looking forward to march ahead and become another queen. And so this one's a bit more challenging, but can you do it? Think of 3 candidate moves in this position. Excellent. I love this one because it's a weaker piece attacking a stronger piece. Very, very nice. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually win because the queen could just check and you don't really actually have a threat at the end of the day. What are some other candidate moves that you would look at? Rook B1's another natural candidate move, just guarding the back rank, but obviously doesn't seem very exciting. Wouldn't it be cool if we could get our queen into the game and try to checkmate the king? But why can't we? What's in the way? That, also this. So like if I could play queen B5, maybe I could checkmate you. We need to remove the defense of a square. Oh, what a move. Look at that move. If I play queen takes knight, what happens?
My opponent thinks they're gonna win, but they're not.
Queen B5. Beautiful move. Now you're threatening what?
Checkmate.
You're actually threatening 2 checkmates. Rook or queen. No way to stop it. The only best I can do is a spite check.
And then they play here, black plays here, and then I take the queen.
Yeah, and then you're going to be mating very soon. Beautiful, beautiful move. And without thinking sideways, it's hard to find moves like that. We got to expand our idea of what's possible in chess and in life. And then we can win more games.
Okay.
We looked at 3 really cool positions, Fabian. What do they all have in common?
You need to think forward to do that.
That's true in a way, but you also have to think sideways. Do you think I mentioned my book enough times in this video? Or should I mention it again? And then it's on sale on April 7th everywhere.